Welcome. My name is Jeff Dilbeck, and I'm with Streamline Ag and Rob Seco. And I want to talk to you today about a biological crop nutrition program. We get a lot of questions from our customers as we talk about biology, as we talk about enzymes, starter fertilizers, etc., on what's the best way to pull the biology out of the soil that we have today in our fields and utilize in our plants in the spring, summer, and throughout the growing season. We like to think of it in two phases. First is residue and fertility in the fall. Residue release is a product that we use to break down crop stover and break down that trash to release nutrients into the soil. We see additional release of phosphorus, potassium, zinc, sulfur, nitrogen, because that's all tied up in crop residue. As that residue breaks down after an application of residue release, it goes into the soil. It's immediately available to the crop in the spring. It's not tied up in the soil like synthetic fertilizers are. It's available to the crop immediately in the spring. So residue release is a great way to start your Biof Fertility program in the fall to get those nutrients out of the stover that you put hard money into to grow that crop. This helps release those so the next crop can use them more efficiently in the spring. As we get to the planter pass, that's when we also have two products we think are important for customers to think about biofertility and how do they pull the fertility that's already in their soil and in their farm out of that so the crop can use it. Convert is our revolutionary starter fertilizer program. I say revolutionary because it's really going to change the way starter fertilizer is thought about. It's a dry product. It can be stored easily without damming or diking in a shed. It can last for months and years. And it's water soluble. You mix it with water, you let it bloom, and in 2 hours you can take it out and use it in your starter program to replace 1034-0, for example. 5 gallons of Convert versus 5 gallons of 1034-0, you're looking at about a $15 an acre program with Convert versus a $30 to $35 an acre program with 1034-0. So you get significant cost savings, including with Convert, you get 2 enzymes out of our ether enzyme technology. Phosphatate. What phosphatate does is go into the soil. It helps cleave the phosphate ions from the soil colloids so they're available for plant uptake. And it's also got manganese in it, which attacks the starches and sugars on the root tips, helps get those off of those root tips. The plant is then able to uptake more nutrients, more water, and that phosphorus and other nutrients are more available through using Convert as an in-furrow application as a starter fertilizer. It's very flexible. It can be used 2x2, it can be used foliar, it can be used through the pivot, but there's a lot of flexibility around Convert, and it's a dry formulation at half the cost of what you're buying your 1034-0 today. And the last product I'd like to talk about is Tune-Up Plus Corn. This is an exciting new product that has been used on millions of acres across the United States, and it's really been one of our most widely accepted product that we have in our portfolio. What Tune-Up Plus Corn does, it's an 80-20 talc graphite mixture. It also includes the biologicals that we need to keep the soil active and to help the plant uptake key nutrients in the soil. It includes Terracin, which helps early growth, root growth. What we want to do is establish a big, healthy, robust root system early in the season. And what Tune-Up Plus Corn, when you combine that with Convert does, it gets that corn plant out of the ground quickly. What we want is a picket fence. We want all corn plants to emerge out of the ground within 2 to 3 days, and that's going to maximize our yield. So when we think about biofertility and how do we maximize all the nutrients that are already in our field, but we want to utilize those in the next cropping season, start with residue release in the fall, use Convert as your starter program in the spring, save about half the cost you currently spend on starter fertilizer programs, and use Tune-Up Plus Corn to get that corn out of the ground quick pop and that picket fence stand that everybody's looking for.